Welcome to the first emotional and happy video that I have ever made. This is hand sanitizer, so you know where this video begins from. Anyway, let's start. You can't differentiate the time when you have to stop working or continue to work because the environment are the same. You work there, you eat there and all that, especially for you who doesn't have a house in a foreign city or country. So you have to rent a room and then you do everything in that same room. But I know that some people aren't really bothered with this, but to some others like me, it's kind of a challenge. What I did was trying to be more aware of everything that I do, and I was keep the boundaries. When I work, I will work. I will set up the desk as if I'm really at the office, so I'm ready to work because the environment has led me to think that I'm at work. When it's time to clock out, I will stop working and go to enjoy the rest of the day. Beginning of the quarantine period, it was really difficult for me because I didn't really know how to set up my room to give kind of separation between the workspace and the resting space. Even after I have a good setup that I'm currently using, I still need to keep myself aware of the time when I should be working and when should I be resting. Recently, I've been investing my money for some organizer stuff, rack storage, box, and so on. It has made my life so much easier, and therefore I'm getting more comfortable when I'm working at home. And of course, it feels so bad when you're on your own and then your own place is like a mess and you can't find anything that you want, and it's just uncomfortable to live in. I feel so bad at myself, getting uncomfortable and have these negative feelings. So when I know I have these feelings, so it's time for me to take my control of life back by cleaning and organizing my stuff. Be it relationships, works, or something else, I am convinced that everyone has been through that during this pandemic and the whole quarantine things. If you're still facing the anxiety, it's fine. I hope that you will get through it soon and you will stay strong. My advice is that you have to accept the emotions. Do not treat it as your enemy, but more about how you have to accept it, acknowledge that feeling, and then move on. If you need to cry, cry it out. If you need to talk to your loved ones and share about your stories, then do it. As long as it helps you to get through that, I believe you will get back stronger. I always think that I'm a pure ambivert. Well, at least depends on my consistent MBTI test result. However, this quarantine has made me realize that I haven't really accepted the fact that I have this introversion side of me. For the people who met me for the first time, they will immediately think I'm an introvert, but apparently I haven't really embraced it. Now I can say that I'm comfortable being an introvert, and when people consider me as introvert, I don't have the urge to reassure them that I actually an ambivert and I have this great portion of extroversion in me as well, because I've embraced my introversion. Though I have known that consistency is kind of the key of everything, every skill that you want to master at. This quarantine period has led me to rethink about it. If consistency is the key, then why is it so difficult to maintain? I came to the conclusion that I will be disappointed in myself if I do things less than yesterday, which is a wrong mindset to have, because the focus is maintaining the constant improvement about something. Even though it is just a tiny little improvement a day, it is still an improvement which promotes the consistency itself. So I shifted my focus from the consistency itself to this little improvement that I make every day, and consistency will automatically follow. I haven't met my loved ones for more than a year, some even more than 3 years. This challenging time has taught me to make good use of the technology that I have, because everything has gone online now, so might as well I get myself used to all this communication tool, no matter the signal condition is. Of course, it can be hard sometimes when the signal is really bad, but at least I can still text. So I simply realized that it is so easily to make interaction and then to keep in touch with your loved ones. And now I've been keeping in touch with them for almost every day. And not only about quantity, but quality as well. As cliche as it sounds, I really have taken things for granted, especially when I go out in crowded place. When I edit the Japan series, I feel weird looking at people and myself being in a crowded area without a mask on, and it feels wrong now if I do it. I am one of those people who tend to be harsh on themselves, but I'm happy with the progress I made in being more respectful and being more gentle with myself. First, when I'm being more gentle, I can enjoy the things that I like to do without feeling too bad about it for not doing anything else. I recently realized that I like to watch movies, I like to play video games, and so on. Which means I understand better about when to take a break and when not to. So I don't beat myself up too much because I can see the boundaries better. Respectful to myself, I can be more at peace when I acknowledge my own feelings and emotions, because it means that I recognize the emotions and that I can think more clearly about the action that I have to do next. And by being more respectful to myself, I also acknowledge the time that I have and to be more respectful towards it as well. I mean about using it wisely because I appreciate the time that I have. So this one is related to the consistency that I have mentioned before. Keeping a simple journal that highlights the right goals of the day is very important, because it may seem small when you do it daily, but it will make a huge impact in the long run without you realizing it. The least it can do is to keep your things together, so there's no harm in doing it. I like this information tech concept that I learned from Aryabdal. If you watch his video titled 20 Lessons That Improved My Life, you'll know where I'm coming from. So it is basically about the information intake that you have daily. I am more aware now since the pandemic begins because I've been at home a lot and I unconsciously always looking for something to do. Therefore, I might end it up with books, podcasts, videos, movies or other things. Now, movies are great, they give information as well, but it depends on what I watch. Just like books, podcasts and other things goes the same. Now I am more aware of what I learn daily. Is it just entertaining? If so, then how long should I go on with it today? And when I put a stop on doing that, what are the next thing that I have to do? What shall I shift my focus to? Is it learning something else, or should I go for another entertaining stuff, and so on and so forth? This better consciousness has helped me to at least remind myself not to fall into it, because my default will of course fall into it, but the awareness allows me to rethink about my information intake. So that's 10 lessons that I learned during this quarantine period in Indonesia, especially in Jakarta, from March 2020 to March 2021. I just hope that this video can be an encouragement for you to be grateful about what you are facing right now. Maybe, of course, other people have their own struggle, even though maybe they have more difficult challenges or something. However, your own struggle does not less challenging than theirs. It is still a struggle that you have to face. because no one can ever classify your own struggles. That's where you have to accept it, and that's where gratefulness comes to the rescue. I'll see you next week. Bye.